The Lakers' blockbuster trade for Anthony Davis means that Lonzo Ball, taken second overall by the Lakers in the 2017 draft, is headed to New Orleans. Ball's missed 65 games in his first two seasons, shooting just 38% from the field. Now, ESPN's Ohm Youngmisuk caught up with his dad, LeVar Ball, at the Drew League in Los Angeles and got this reaction to the trade.
Like I say again, it'll be the worst move the Lakers ever did in their life, and they'll never win another championship. Guaranteed. Told y'all it was crashing down. Now it completely crashed, but at least my son got off the boat before the thing exploded. I gave him a chance. You can rewind it and go back, and I said, if you get the three Ball brothers, you're going to survive this. You let them go, oh, it's going to be a cold day in hell.
So we have Ohm Youngmisuk to thank for that interview. He conducted that with LeVar, tracked him down, found him, and got the reaction to the trade. So, Ohm, Lonzo's tenure in Los Angeles is over. And I remember LeVar had said back in February he didn't want his son in New Orleans when this whole dialogue continued. So that was before the lottery. That's before Zion was headed there. What's he saying now?
Hannah, I'm still stunned that we're talking about the Lonzo Ball era in Los Angeles being over. It was only 2 years ago. I remember at the draft lottery when the Lakers got the #2 overall pick, Laker executives were openly celebrating. Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka could not be happier. Of course, you remember at his introductory press conference, Magic saying that Lonzo's #2 jersey would eventually hang with all the other Laker great jerseys up there. And here we are today. Lonzo Ball is a New Orleans Pelican for at least now. And LeVar Ball, I think, was somewhat stunned learning that just moments before I talked to him at the Drew League where he was watching LaMelo Ball play. And so, LeVar Ball told me back in February, as the Anthony Davis discussions were going on between the Lakers and Pelicans, if Lonzo had to leave Los Angeles, he did not want to see his son play in New Orleans. Rather, he would see him play somewhere like Phoenix, where he would be a better fit. But now the tune is changing a little bit. LeVar said Lonzo just wants to be healthy. He wants to play basketball. And guess what? He can make Zion Williamson better. LeVar already talking that up. And LeVar said, my son Lonzo can make anyone better, including Sarah Lee.
Okay. It sounds like a classic LeVar line, right? Okay, so let's talk about L.A. as you cover the Lakers day in and day out. So we've been talking about it all morning. LeBron James titles, they've always come with a pair of stars. So in Miami, you have D. Wade and Chris Bosh. In Cleveland, you have Kyrie and Kevin Love. Who is that third person for L.A. now? I mean, could it be Kyle Kuzma, or will the Lakers actively look elsewhere?
Well, I think the Lakers gave themselves an option here by keeping Kyle Kuzma and insisting on keeping Kyle Kuzma. They had to pay a heavy price to do that, but at least keeping Kyle Kuzma gives you the option that if you do strike out in free agency, Kyle Kuzma could perhaps be that third guy behind Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Now, I think in free agency, the Lakers are still going to attack and go after a max free agent with about $32 million that they're going to have, according to Bobby Marks. But let's say they don't get Kyrie Irving, Kemba Walker, maybe they decide not to go there, or they don't get him. Then I think the option for the Lakers is to break up that $32 million and try to get maybe 3 solid role players who can help them stretch the floor. Last summer, the Lakers went opposite and tried not to add shooting instead of adding playmakers. This summer, I think the priority is going to be to add shooting around LeBron James and now Anthony Davis. So you could see them look at maybe a restricted free agent. They would love to have perhaps a restricted free agent like Malcolm Brogdon, but he could perhaps be pricey. But then you could see maybe Bojan Bogdanovic, perhaps bringing back Brook Lopez and Terrence Ross. These are the type of names that if they do decide to break up that max slot, they're going to go after guys like that.
Right. Very interesting. And I've also heard you say, that Kobe Bryant likes Kyle Kuzma, and as goes Kobe Bryant, goes Rob Pelinka, et cetera, et cetera. A couple of weeks ago, and again, it just seems like yesterday, there are people urging Jeannie Buss to sell the team. There's absolute chaos in the Lakers front office. They are undergoing so much criticism. And now, how does this trade change the narrative immediately?
It changes it big time, Hannah. I mean, I think it's going to take Los Angeles a little time to get over perhaps the tremors of what it probably feels like an earthquake to them, because You know, listen, for 2 years now, the Lakers have been talking about building around Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, and those young guys. And those 2 young guys, along with Josh Hart, are now out the door. But here comes Anthony Davis. This city is desperate for a winner. And I think now Rob Pelinka has made one of the biggest trades in NBA history. And look, they had to do it. The landscape of the NBA has completely changed with Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson's injuries. The Lakers now are contending for a championship, and that's what this city ultimately wants.
Yeah, it's a wide open NBA and certainly figures to be a trade that gets both teams back in contention. Ohm, I know you barely slept, so thank you. Thanks for being with us today on SportsCenter. Good stuff.
Thank you.